Crochet. I'm Eden, and today, I actually don't know what we're doing today. We're going to figure that out together.
Edensfuncrochet.
At the beginning of February, I made a list of all the things I wanted to get done these 2 months. I've barely done any of them. I've made 2 circle vests. I was going to make 3, but I would rather make other things than just 3 circle vests. So I think I really want to make a bag. Okay, first let's talk about what's on the list. Lots of scrunchies. I've made some scrunchies, but not a lot. 3 crossbody bags. 3 mesh bags. 3 additional bags. That's not happening. Bucket hats. I do want to make a bucket hat. Ooh, maybe I'll do that today. I really want to make a crossbody bag. Oh, but I can make a bucket hat. Maybe I'll do both. 3 circle vests. I've done 2 so far. Another t-shirt. A granny vest. 2 mesh rags. I'm not doing sure if I'm going to finish the one. Genesis cardigan. I did do that, but that wasn't for the shop. That was for my friend. I probably want one for the shop, though. 2 to 3 bandanas. I'm working on bandanas. Let me show you what I've got so far. I don't know if you remember from last time. I made 2, and they were kind of big, and they did curve a little bit. So I made this one that's more flat, and it's a solid triangle. Like, the increases don't have holes in the middle. I really don't like it when it's solid and has holes in the middle. So I made this one completely solid and made my straps long enough but not too long. I think it is actually a perfect size. I can make them bigger, but I think I like the smaller size, but not too small. I have been trying, as you can tell from the frogged yarn, that I failed, making one the same size but lace. I'm having a hard time with my increases lining up with the lace. Anyway, so I need to figure that out, and then I want to make a YouTube tutorial for both. And then I also want to do tutorials for have one tutorial for 3 different edging, because this is just a basic edging, but on the other ones I've done shells, and I've also done picots would be pretty easy. And you could do a ruffle edge. I think doing ruffles would be really pretty, but that would take a lot of yarn. I think I want to make a bucket hat. I already have some really cute yarn. Let me show you. So I have some options. I have this variegated one that matches this green, this brown, and this white. Or I have this variegated one that matches this yellow and this pink. But if I did it, I'd probably just do 2 colors. I probably wouldn't do 3. So I probably would leave this one for doing the bandanas. And then I can make a cute bucket hat out of this, very springy. I think I want to do that. I think I want to make a spring bucket hat with these colors. Yep, that's what's happening. I found a tutorial by Knotting Hooks Crochet, and she uses this set, these 2 yarns, in her tutorial, which kind of makes me want to do it. But this is more like cottagecore, so I'm going to save those. We're going to do spring. Which one should I start with? This one's bigger, so let's start with this one. Now that I'm thinking about it, I probably should have started with the one with less yarn, because it's a smaller amount of yarn that you use for it. But, oh well. My hole in the middle is a little big, but it's fine. It looks pretty good so far. I'm really loving it so far. We've got 4 rows. I'm using the YouTube tutorial by Knotting Hook Crochet on YouTube. And so far, I'm really impressed with the pattern. I like it. It's just like a basic granny square hat. Well, not not square, granny stitch hat.
This piece. There's arms.
So I messed up
Yeah.
on row 2, and I was finishing row 5, and I realized that it wasn't adding up. So I can't really fudge in like that kind of math, so I guess I'll redo row 2. This isn't gonna get tangled at all. Okay. I'm to where I was, and now I will continue. So far, I'm loving it. It's very springy, and it is so cute. Here's the end of round 6. I'm loving it so far. It's starting to curve a little, making some progress. End of row 7. It looks a little small, but I always make them too big when I do top down, so it should be fine. Hopefully. Finished row 8. Row 9 complete. Row 10. Finished row 11. Turning out so cute so far. I'm happy with it. Finished row 12. So I finished row 13 and then frogged back to row 5, 4. I frogged back to here. And then now I'm starting row 9. My problem was it was too small, like just barely, and so that's why I kept going, because I thought that maybe it'd be fine. But the farther I got, the more I was like, no, this is too small. So I added just a little bit of increases because I don't want it to be much bigger. I just want it to be slightly bigger. So hopefully that will fix my problem and that it won't mess with the pattern too much. Hopefully I can still follow like the rows, because I'm supposed to be going to row 15, and I'll still do 15 rows. I won't do, because it was 10 rows of like no increases. I'm still gonna like go to row 15, but I'm not gonna do 10 rows of no decreases because I added 2 rows, if that makes sense. I'm really loving the way it's turning out. Like these together are really cute. I kind of wanted to do the pink because I tend to do like, but I don't know. I feel like I tend to lean towards pink a lot when it's like this kind of thing. I made a dress out of this yarn or a similar yarn and did pink with it. Like I did a pink skirt underneath. And I really like pink, but I think the yellow is very springy and it's working well with it. That's the end of row 10 and 11 and 12.
This is where we have so far. These 14 rows. I will tell a few in a minute.
So I'm supposed to do one more row, but I feel like this is where it's supposed to be. So I'm gonna go ahead and stop there and start doing the other part. Finish the first increase row, which is number 15. We are on row 16, whatever the next row is. Right, we did it. And now we're gonna do the next one. Finish the next row. Let's try it on. Oh gosh. Okay, so it's a little big, but only a little and in like the best way. So we're just gonna keep going. And I really like this, so if I hate what happens next, we'll just come back to this. Because this is like a tiny little bucket hat, but it's cute, you know? It gives a vibe. Next row complete. I don't know how many more rows I'm gonna do, because this is looking pretty good. Gosh, it's a tangled mess. This is actually beautiful. You know, I don't own any bucket hats. I think I want to now. Because it does, like, block me from the sun. I mean, I'm not outside, so it's kind of hard to tell. Yeah. Yeah, it totally does. I can't decide if I want it, if I love it, or if I want it to be more flat of a flare. But it's a bucket hat. It's not really supposed to be a flat fit flare. It's supposed to be this kind of bunchy flare. I don't know if I'm going to keep going. I don't know how many more rows there are left. I know there are some like single crochet rows on hers. So we'll see. I don't think I'm going to do any more. And I might actually undo this and do less increases so that the single crochet rows, I don't know. Let's look at the pattern. Also, before we move on, I do want to say that that round took me freaking forever. Like, I felt like it took twice as long as the rest of the hat. But it's fine. I'm fine. It's fine. It doesn't help that I took like 5 breaks because of like dinner and taking care of my kids and stuff. But yeah, that last one took a hot minute. I think I need new scissors. Ignoring those 2 ends that I'm gonna have to weave in. So the pattern actually did not do a single crochet row. It was just another double crochet row, but I was worried it was gonna be too long. So I did a single crochet row to finish it off, and I actually really like it. Like this, it's perfect, you know, like adorable. This is what I did today. My mother-in-law made cupcakes. Look how beautiful that is. They're like churro cupcakes. She works at a candy shop, and so she was making churro cake balls. Cake balls? Truffles. Churro truffles. And so she came home and made churro cupcakes. Thank you so much for watching this video. We'll see you next time. Bye!